YouTube, how we doing, you guys? Today is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, and it's currently 9:50, and that means it's new comic book day. Yeah, so I just pulled up here at my local comic book shop. They're about to be open in 5 minutes. I'm thinking about so my polls for today, I only got 4 comic books, but I'm thinking about if I should get it or not. And 2 of them are DC Comics and 2 of them are indie comics. So I'll start with the DC comic. I'm going to grab the second issue of Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. I've been reading that since it came out in August or July, and I really enjoyed that comic book, and so it's about to release a continuation of it. I wonder which color kryptonite Superman's about to try. And the second one is a reprint, and this is for my collection. I'm not even reading it. I already read all of them. So anyway, I'll tell you what it is. DC X Sonic the Hedgehog crossover is a reprint of the first issue, and the cover is Tails cosplay as Cyborg. I've got like 3 of the issues of the reprints. They first came out with Sonic as the Flash, Shadow as Batman, and Knuckles as Superman. And this is going to be the 4th one, which is Tails as Cyborg. And there's only going to be 2 more issues of the reprint, and I don't know which one is going to come out first, because if you read the comics, both of Sonic and his friends dressed took over for our DC heroes. Sonic became the Flash, Shadow as Batman, Knuckles as Superman, Tails as Cyborg, Amy as Wonder Woman, and Silver as Green Lantern. And so I wonder which the last 2 is going to be, because we're missing Amy as Wonder Woman and Silver as Green Lantern. I'm like betting in my head which one is going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be Amy as Wonder Woman. What's your bets in the comments down below? And so yeah, those are my DC pulls, and my indie pulls is going to be Racer X #1. And I think this is going to be the tie-in for Matt Cave Studios for Speed Racer's comic book. And I heard there's only going to be 8 issues of those. And Racer X is not the only tie-in for Speed Racer. There's going to be another Speed Racer comic book coming out, which is, I think, maybe a tie-in in October. So I'm going to grab a Racer X #1, which I've been loving the Speed Racer comics that just came out. And the other indie, this is the one I was talking about, if I'm going to grab it or not, is a Black Demon Tails Descent. And when I saw the cover on Comic Geeks, it was a shark, and I'm a huge fan of shark. That's my favorite sea creature, and I'm a fan of Shark Week and all the shark movies. And when I read the description, I was like, is it really about the shark or about the people in the story? So I'm like thinking about it, but I'm gonna head over into the comic book store and flip through it. I'm not gonna read it, I'm just gonna flip through it and see if there's anything of the shark being in there. And what else? Yeah, those are all of my polls today. 4 comics, maybe 3, because I'm deciding on the Black Demon Tails Descent comic. And what else? Maybe I'm going to grab a DC Compact comic, because I've been enjoying those. The first one I got was the Joker and Superman All-Star, because after the movie Superman came out, James Gunn said it was like almost tie into Superman All-Star. So I grabbed the book after the movie came out, so I really enjoyed it. So let's see what other DC Compact comic book I'm going to grab. So yeah, I'll see y'all there. Okay, so we're back at the car. I got all my comic books from the store, and let me show you what I got. It was 3 out of 4 comics, which is successful. So yeah, let me show you the picks. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum, the second issue. This is a continuation of the first one, and I've been enjoying this comic book. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the next Kryptonite is going to be. The first issue that Superman tried was purple, which it made him confuse his thinking and how everything worked. It was like events, or what was like predicting what was coming next, and or thought processing was confusing. And so once he was fighting, I can't remember who was fighting, but I'm gonna reread that comic book and read this one, because I always reread the comic books when they're continuing the comic. I reread them and then I read this one. That's what I do. I reread comic books till the next comic book that's coming. So yeah, Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum, issue number 2. And the next DC is the reprint of DC X Sonic the Hedgehog, number 1 reprint, and the cover is Tails as Cyborg. And like I said in the beginning, I got Sonic as the Flash, Shadow as Batman, and Knuckles as Superman. And this is the 4th one that came out. And now we're missing is Amy as Wonder Woman and Silver as Green Lantern. And I'm thinking about predicting what's the next one going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be Amy as a Wonder Woman. So yeah, got that. I'm happy to add this in my collection. I already got all 5 comic books. It was just 5 comic book mini-series that came out, and so I got all of them, and I bought all the reprints of Sonic and his friends, which I wanted to add in my collection for like hanging on the wall for decorations. Because if y'all ever been to Books A Million, at the comic book graphic novels area, they have like comic book frames, and I bought that to buy them, and it's like $7, which is a good deal for them. I don't know if there's any others for that cheap a price for comic book framing. And you could put that in, you could hang it on the wall, or a stand, or as a frame stand, which is a 2-in-1, which is cool. So yeah, happy to add that. And Mac Cave Studio Racer X number 1 from the world of Speed Racer. I can't wait to read this. I'm really enjoying the Speed Racer comic books. I'm a huge fan of Speed Racer. When that movie came out, I was a huge fan of it. I bought like the Hot Wheels Speed Racer toys, the video game on the DS, and I bought the helmet of Speed Racer, which is the goggles tilt down just like his helmet. And so yeah, I'm a huge fan of this, and I love anything that involves cars because I'm a huge car guy. I'm a Fast and Furious fan, Formula One fan, which my hat is a Formula One, the greatest Formula One driver of all time, Ayrton Senna. This is the hat that he wore when he was alive. It's a bank from Brazil, and that was his main sponsor throughout the years of his racing. He got sponsored by this bank in 1985 till all the way his death in 1994. If y'all watch a Formula One movie, it's a great movie. I recommend you watching that movie. And also recommend, after you watch that movie, go watch a Senna documentary series on Netflix. Watch that. It will go through his life of being from his life in Brazil to his career in Formula One till his death. And watch another documentary of Senna. It's called it's not on Netflix. You need to go find it from somewhere else. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's called Senna. I'll put a picture right up there for you to see what it's called. But yeah, watch the documentary, or no, watch the documentary movie of Senna and then watch the documentary series on Netflix. Watch that first, because there are some in the documentary movie that's not in the series. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So yeah, watch the documentary film and then the documentary series on Netflix. And the next thing I got was the DC Compact comic, Batman: The Court of Owls. I never read it before, but I wasn't going to spend money on a trade paperback, but in a smaller size and for only $10, it saves me a little bit of money to buy all these single issues. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy reading this. I also got, I mean, you probably saw, maybe or not, comic book stores. This is what they sell at their comic book store. This is not a BCW storage. I think this is a short storage. But yeah, and it opens like that. So it's like the stick residue kind of thing. So yeah, for $10, I was like, that's also good for that price. I don't know what's the price for the BCW comics or like the Marvel Comics shortest boxes, but I decided to buy this because it's not going to get dusty. I mean, there's like little dust residue, but not that much dust. Yeah, that's all my comic book pulls that I got for today for September 10th, and can't wait for the next one that's going to be. So yeah, see y'all in the next one, and watch my last video that I just uploaded. Until then, see you on the next video. Bye.